Grand Rising, and welcome back to another episode of Brainstorm Studio. I am your host, Bandrew Golden, and today I have Mr. Alex Lara, aka A Dro. It is fantastic to have you here, man. How you doing?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. Living life. Things are going awesome, bro. How about yourself, man?
Dude, it's awesome. It is absolutely fantastic. It's so cool to actually be here in person with you, with this whole setup and everything.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I hit you up just last week. I thought about it, and I was like, I really haven't had an interview, and I knew that you knew how to do. You had the know-how for everything. And I was like, I'm gonna hit the homie up, see what's up. Yeah, so man. Thank you very much for having me, bro. It's a really dope space.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun, man, because It's already a cool vibe getting on someone with Zoom to do this, but you get that extra level of vibrational energy when you're actually with somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you're actually here in person, we can mastermind. And, one thing that's really cool is that your eyes are actually a part of your brain. They're actually still a part of your whole brain system, right?
Yeah.
And when you're looking at someone in the eyes, you're actually looking at their brain. And so that's kind of why we feel that super tight connection with people when we're just making eye contact.
Yeah.
Isn't it freaking crazy?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's an exchange of energy though too.
Totally.
You know? So it's important when you keep eye contact with people, because then you're both receiving each other's energy and it's very mutual. I know that you mentioned wanting to do a Zoom call too, either or, but we've already done that once, and I was like, I've never had an in-person experience like this before, so I think it's really cool that we're doing this right now.
Same, man. Same. So, I know you pretty well. We've known each other for
a year and a half.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, actually, it's about to be 2 years, man.
Is it?
It's about to be Halloween.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah dude, that's crazy.
Wait, is that true? Because it would be maybe just
when was the party?
2021 for sure.
Yeah.
It's 2021, so it's about to be 2 years.
Okay. Oh
it's
wow!
About to be 2 years.
2 years. Bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're coming up on that. And Alex and I, we met at this Halloween party at a mansion in I don't know, in the hills, right? Yeah. And we were just dancing next to each other, and then just introduced each other, and we figured out that we had similar values to things, and the rest is history, honestly.
Yeah.
So I know you pretty well, but the viewers, most people who are watching may be new. So what's a good give me a 5-minute autobiography, or what's your story, man?
Oh man, so I just moved out here, I would say 2.5 years ago, and it was pretty recent when we did meet. But I moved out here from Wisconsin. I grew up a little bit in Chicago, Illinois. So grew up most of my childhood in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And I discovered, a lot of myself actually just moving out here. I feel like I had to move out here to really get to know myself a little bit more. I've went through a lot of struggles in life. As everyone has, for the most part. But I feel like I never really truly got to know myself until I moved out here. I started actually digging deep into who I was, and I'm a very deep person. I always have been.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was a little difficult because I was in school, and you can't really be a deep person and be in high school. A lot of people don't rock with that.
Right.
You know.
It's very surface level relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like a lot of me was just I was alone a lot,
Yeah.
But it's okay, because when I look back on that and the experiences that I've had in life, it really helped mold me and help me grow and understand what is very important when it comes to friendships, and it also helped me, people that know me obviously know I do music, and it really helped me find, the music path that I've recently started, traveling on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you have been in the military too, correct?
Yeah. I was in the military for 6 years. It was a big stepping stone for me. The Army was. I didn't have any goals. I had nothing going on, fresh out of high school.
Oh, okay.
And And I don't really remember exactly how the military just showed up to me. I just thought about it, and I was like I said, depressed, a lot of inside issues. So I was like, I'll just join the military, try to get deployed, and see what happens. That was my mindset,
right.
bro. I didn't
Did you
care.
get deployed?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay.
So and people are like, oh, you served in the military? Thank you so much. I'm like, man, I didn't do nothing. You know? I didn't do nothing.
Right.
So,
how long were you in there?
6 years. 6 years.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
6 years.
6 years. It was a good experience though.
Okay, that's nice.
I met a lot of great people. Created a lot of friendships, and I feel like some of them I can still call like brothers.
For sure. For sure. And when you were in there, or before you were in there, were you doing music, or was that like a passion you discovered afterwards?
So I wasn't really serious about it before joining or nothing. Even while I was in there, I was just kind of like hitting it here and there, whatever. Like it was nothing really. It wasn't until I turned, I would say, about 21, 22, I met some people in my life that really solidified my passion for it. It was when I discovered freestyle through a couple of friends, is when I was like, this is really doing something for me. Like I felt it change inside when I was freestyling. Like I was saying things that I originally just wouldn't say because, like I said, like I was a deep person. I barely talked in school. So music allowed me to express everything that I really just wanted to express that I was never able to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's often, I've had a couple of musicians on here, and that's kind of a common theme between everybody is that, one of the reasons why music is what they do, the reason why they do what they do is because it's like such a more natural, free-flowing way to express themselves, because oftentimes musicians tend to be people that like, tend to feel like they might not be the best at expressing themselves in the way that like is like a normal way. Yeah. Like a normal, socially acceptable. I mean, music is socially accepted, but in a way that's just like being a regular human, not on a microphone or like not on a beat or with a guitar, with an instrument. I had this other guy on that literally does not do any vocals. It's just all noise. Yeah. Like static noise, or like making weird noises, things that like normal people probably wouldn't listen to, but like that's how he expresses the negative emotions that he has. Yeah. And so it's really, really, really interesting, and I love exploring and brainstorming all of the different aspects and avenues you can kind of like visit when it comes to expressing yourself artistically. That's why I love doing this. Yeah.
I think I love art in general, not just music, but art is just like, when someone's painting a picture, there's a lot that goes into it. Even if it doesn't look like anything to a lot of people, it's something to that person that created it.
Totally.
Same thing with, I really like beats because you could hear emotion in some beats. When people are making beats, I know that they put something in there, especially like the ones that are kind of deep. I really like the rap beats that kind of have like the guitars, kind of like that, because it adds more emotion to me. I actually grew up not really listening to rap much. Mm-hmm. I was more of like, I liked rock, and like the kind of the punk emo stuff.
Oh yeah.
It made me feel something,
Yeah. It's, dude, punk and grunge and all that is super expressive because it's so raw,
Yeah.
Like there's no holding back with that.
Yeah.
And like they just don't care.
No, yeah, that's
they're not
facts.
trying to impress anybody,
Yeah.
And it ends up getting tons of attention from the people who also are not trying to impress anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool. So what are the things that you've been around for a while doing music and everything? Well, first, before I dive into this, like, how many years do you think it's actually been that you've been pursuing this?
I would say pursuing, like I said, it was about 22, 23 when I was like, all right, this is what I'm doing. I'm 31 now, so I would say, between 8 to 10 years on a serious note. Yeah. I know that, like, I've recorded and made stuff before then, but it was just, like, me just, like, dabbling in. Like, when you're in, like, school, like, people think, oh, it's so cool to make music. It's so cool to rap, That was kind of what it was for me a little bit. Even though, like, I was very serious about it, too, like, because I've always been a serious person. But it was still, like, not really something I considered myself doing. Mm-hmm. But seriously, I would say it'd be 8 to 10 years.
And was the moment that you decided to take it seriously when you found yourself freestyling like that? Or was it, like, was there a different story where you were like, oh, like, this is what I'm doing? What was that moment like?
So the story, it's really cool. So I think it was all almost like a journey that built into it. It wasn't until
Snowball.
Yeah. It wasn't until I met, I'll name them because I really rock with them, but we're not like really close or tight or friends like that anymore. But a buddy named Jose and then a buddy named B. we were all like, we met each other through, we worked at the Target store. We met each other that way, and they were into music kind of like that. And we hung out, you know, they figured I was into music. We did some freestyle sessions, obviously, like, you know, how I figured out, like, oh man, like, I could really do something with this. And so the more I hung out with them, the more the fact of me doing music really solidified, because their energy and the things that they told me, and like the belief that they instilled in me as well, was all amazing. They introduced me to meditation, which allowed me to, you know, that allowed me to clear all the negative thoughts and really help me understand, like, music is my purpose. And the one thing that really solidified it was when I ended up getting Pro Tools. I ended up getting a really good mic for it, and then I ended up doing my own mixing. And what solidified the fact that this is my purpose is when I really actually created my own song myself. Even though it wasn't the best quality, it was the feeling I had after creating the song that really made me realize I need to do this, because I understood that you can make a change in music. And I also feel like a part of me was a little bitter and resentful towards the world, and I had a lot of pain inside, and I wanted people to see that, you know, I wanted people to feel that. And because of the bitterness and resentment, you know, like, I put it out there, I wanted people to feel it, you know. Yeah. And that's totally what almost like helped me realize this is what you need to be doing right now.
Yeah. So, like, when you say that music is your purpose, I'm assuming that you're trying to make an impact on people, right?
Yes.
And what kind of impact are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to make people feel something or take action on something? Like, what is it? Because it's probably changed recently, because I know that you've had some, like, belief changes and everything.
Oh, man, for sure. For sure. At first, before, like, because it's been about 6 months now where I've really been changing. Before that, I think that I was just making music because I really just wanted to make it. I wanted to pop. I did want to change lives at the same time, but I feel like the music I was making before was like kind of getting there, but like not really. I was just making music because it's what I knew what to do. I wanted to become rich. I wanted to become famous.
Right.
Now, for sure, and it's crazy because it's been 6 months to a year that whole thing has changed. I'm completely different. Now I do want to make a huge impact. I want to change people's lives for the better, give them information in my music that is going to help them almost like feel better, become smarter in life, and also motivate them to see the truth as well. You know, there's so much I want to do. Now it's like I still do want to become famous, only because of the fact that I want people need to hear what I'm saying. You know, people have to hear it, and that's how I feel, like, because I'm saying things that matter. The rap industry is filled with so much trash now, you know,
it's all negative programming.
Yep. And I feel like when I'm speaking into my music, and I'm different, because the way I explain things is completely different. I've heard like rappers that, you know, when they're rapping and they're good, you know. But they're just always talking about like, oh, this is what's happening, that's what's happening. I talk about that, and then I talk about what we need to do.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've noticed. I mean, just because I know you personally, like, I know what's going on in your life, and I can see the reflection of what's going into your music. Like, I can see that the reflection, like, you as a person is reflecting into your music. And, like, I've been enjoying it way more, to be honest. Yeah. Because, like, you know, I can get down with, you know, my homies rapping and everything. But if it's something that I also, like, the values that I have match, bro, it's, like, way different. You know, it's, like, I actually, like, connect with it way deeper. And I feel like that's exactly the kind of audience that you need to be attracting anyways.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I always say that there are millions of people that are one sentence away or one motivational speech away or could be one song away from having a completely changed life. And I feel like with the music that you're making, you're contributing to the solution of that exact problem. That, you know, there's millions of people that just aren't getting that one piece of information that's going to totally shift the way that they think, or, like, like plant that seed or whatever that they need to be the person that they're going to be in the future.
Dude, I feel like, and I've been learning this a lot lately, is people don't understand how important information actually is. Every day you're receiving information, even if it's information you already know. But the fact is, if you're receiving trash information and that's all you're getting, that's what's going to happen in your life, because that's what you're constantly receiving. That's what's going on in your head. What you think about, it manifests into your life if you're thinking about it all the time. And so if you're constantly putting out positive information and you're like, I'm trying to be in people's faces right now, because obviously, at least the way that I look at it, the world is spiraling in a downhill. You got bad food, just bad images, everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to be in people's faces with better information, good information, so then people, all of us together as one, can skyrocket. I think people are so lost in, like, there's lower class, middle class, higher class, whatever. Like, everyone could be in a higher class, but people don't believe that, dude.
Right,
Everyone can, but it's just like we have to find that right balance with the correct information that is being put out into the world.
Totally, man. So, what's your top focus right now to really get to where you're trying to go? What's your top focus?
That's a difficult one. I think that self-progression right now, I'm in a very weird state, where I'm constantly changing, and it's like it shows on my social media, I'm sure, and in my music. So I think people don't really know how to feel about me right now, because I'm in this like transition where it's like I'm still like I'm breaking bitterness off, I'm breaking resentment off. So right now I think where I need to focus inside, focus on my mental, and focus on my spiritual health. And I think everyone should be focusing on that.
Yeah.
Right now. But that's that. I think if I'm gonna be where I want to be, that's what I need to work on. It's just me inside and what I project out as well.
Yeah, and that's a lot deeper than a lot of people might think right off the bat, because there's that famous quote, like, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? And if you are not on your shit as a person, then it's kind of hard to be on it as a musician, putting that, because like I said just a minute ago, like your personality, the person that you are, it just gets reflected into your music. So like you can see it all the time, people just aren't really on it, and like you can tell by the stuff that they're talking about in their songs, and like, dude, if you're like really, really on it, man, your music will be like 10 million times better, because you're gonna be talking about the stuff that you actually want to talk about. The things that you've been like dreaming about being is now like what you're talking about in your music, and that then your music gets reflected back into you too, because you're like, now you're programming yourself, and you're just like, dude, this is me, and then you just become that person. So that's really awesome, man. Yeah. Personal development is like the most important thing. And like, what are you doing to what is your personal development right now? What does that look like for you on a day-to-day basis?
Man, so it's a struggle, I will say that. Breaking old habits. I'm not one to shy away from the truth. Drinking is one of them, and I'm trying to battle that with. I'm starting to read. I joined the Global Information Network.
Yep.
I emphasize Global Information Network. Everyone needs to join that. I don't care who you are.
Everyone needs to join. Everyone needs to join in. Hit me up, and we'll get you top tapped in. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no affiliate system. It's literally just a place where you go to get the information that is all the bullshit is weeded out.
Yep.
This is where you go to get it.
Yeah. Reading books, writing stuff down. I have been meditating more. And just there are days it's not easy, because sometimes I don't feel like reading, sometimes I don't feel, but like you have to fight through that, and you have to do it, because you like I said, you're eliminating old habits and creating new ones. You're not gonna feel like doing these new habits, but you have to. So that's one thing that I'm working on. There are some days I'm just laying there like I want to, but something stopping me. So it's just, I'm working on my mental. I've been going to church a lot, I'm sure I'm not shying away from that as well.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus. Anyways, had to throw that in there, bro. There's power in his name.
That's right.
But church is a big deal for me right now. So just surrounding myself around the right people and trying to eliminate all the negative talk that I just constantly hear. You know, your friends, your friends who you hang around with is very important. You know, if you're constantly listening to BS all day, your life is gonna be BS. Mm-hmm. And so I've been spending a lot of time by myself.
100%, man. So, what, you know, obviously, you know, you've been on this journey for like 8 to 10 years now. It's been a long time, but like that doesn't necessarily mean you're not successful, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm curious to know, what's your definition of success? Like, how do you define success for yourself?
Man, so I do feel like I am successful today, regardless. Yeah. Finances don't matter. The amount of likes and comments on social media, they don't matter. What matters is when somebody messages you and says, you make quality music, you impact my life, you make a change in my life. And if it's one person, that's all that you need. Mm-hmm. You know, that's all. And I'm blessed and thankful to be able to have multiple people that I know that I make feel that way. And if I that's how I'm successful. Another way I'm successful is I do have a lot of friends that really rock with me. And although I do have to separate myself a little bit from them, I love them and I have a lot of love around me regardless, which is amazing. And I think a lot of people don't have that. Mm-hmm. I can count on all 10 of my fingers if I ever got into a situation where I was going to be homeless or I needed anything. I have at least 10 people I can go to and be like, I need help. I need to, you know, get back up on my feet. A lot of people don't even have one.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know? So that's success to me, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Just to add on to that, like, you're right. Success is not a monetary metric. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not that. It's not even about who knows you and who you know and all that. It's about, are you in a state of creation? You know, are you actually doing the things that you said you were going to do? And are you creating? Is it like literally your life? And are you happy with it? Like, that's all that matters, bro. Like, that's literally all that matters. Like, are you happy with what you're creating? Yeah. Yes. All right. That's success to me. Like, honestly, you know, you can talk about, I think that other people would consider you, like, even me, like, we're both like trying to still make it, right? Mm-hmm. At the point, when you reach that point where you actually are rich as hell and hella people do know about you, you got millions of followers, millions of dollars, then the world considers you successful. But I think that the reason why that is because so many people first of all, so many people don't know what they want to create and they're not happy with what they're doing. So they don't they see success as money and fame. Yep. And when you get there, you're like, this is not, I don't feel that, you know, I don't feel that great if you haven't already defined that for yourself before you get there. And like, they just see when they're where they're at without having themselves define their own success, then like all they know is what the media or the elites present as success. Bro, and that's all they know.
Dude, no, you're right. And I forget the name, but Kevin Trudeau mentioned somebody who was on their deathbed, and somebody asked him, it's like, how much more money do you need to make for you to be happy? And this guy was a billionaire.
It was like Rockefeller.
Okay, yeah.
It was Rockefeller.
And Rockefeller said, he's like, just a little bit more. And he died, but he died unfulfilled. Because he's even on, how are you on your deathbed and you're still trying to make money and you're a billionaire? Mm-hmm. You know, like, that's not success. And then people don't realize that. It's like, you can have all the money in the world, all these people that think that you're successful because you have this money, this clout. And it's like, but deep down inside, you're depressed. You know, that's not success, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of people that help us, you know, define our definitions of success. But I'd like to know, who is someone that you look up to a lot that you know personally, and who is someone that you look up to a lot but don't know personally, and explain why.
Oh man,
it's a deep one.
Yeah, that's a deep one, because like, when I think about it, I don't think that I look up to anybody.
Who would you like? You know, who's like a mentor that you know personally, or who's like and who's a mentor that you don't know?
So you're obviously a mentor.
Thanks, bro.
You're a very smart guy. Your mentor, honestly, my roommate Adrian, like he knows a lot, and I go to him with a lot of my music. Like, what do you hear? And he's somebody that I look up to be able to, like, I can count on him for things. My buddy Zach D, actually, I know him personally as well. He's always happy, always go lucky. He lives back in Wisconsin, but I love the guy. He's helped me get to where I am today, and he's just always happy, always good vibes, and that's the kind of person that people should like aspire to be. He's always showing love, all kinds of stuff. Honestly, I really like Kevin Trudeau. I don't know him personally, but I like him, and like, I want him to be a physical mentor. Actually, I thought about it constantly.
Me too,
bro.
I
love him. And what was his name? Ed Foreman. I like him too. He's funny.
He's actually dead.
What?
Yeah,
he passed.
Ed Foreman's dead like years ago. Yeah,
bro.
2017, I think.
That's sad.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to him, bro. R.I.P. to him.
But still, there's a lot of content from him.
Yeah. You, Kevin said you can learn from people that are dead through books. So,
and audio, man. Ed Foreman made tons of audio.
Yeah. Lindsay Sterling, music wise, I think she's one of the only ones, because I watch how she moves on Instagram. She's super fire with the music, with the violin. I'm doing another meet and greet this year.
Nice.
But she's someone I look up to. Let me actually touch base on that meet and greet. So last year I did a meet and greet with her. It did not go at all how I had hoped. There was a whole little screen between us because of like COVID and everything, and they weren't accepting gifts, so I couldn't even gift her the song. I tried to send it through mail, but you know how mail works sometimes. Sometimes it gets lost, so I already felt some kind of way. And I thought about it. She's doing another tour this year, meet and greet. Didn't even question it. I was like, I'm getting it. Yeah. I got it right away. I thought about it. It's like, I'm so determined to make a song with her that I am going to do everything it takes. That's it, period. I'm going to make a song with her. So got another meet and greet, gonna make another song, put the other one that I already made on there as well. Try to give it to her again.
I can't wait for that song. I can't wait for that song, dude. That's gonna be a banger. Dude.
So she's someone I look up to. I also like Russ as an artist.
Oh yeah, Russ is good.
I look up to him.
Isn't you were talking about someone? I remember I learned this from you. You said that like J. Cole, I think it was J. Cole, like he made a song like every single day for a year or something.
That was Russ. He dropped a song a week for 3 years straight.
Oh, that's freaking hard, man. That's awesome. And when I say hard, that's like hard in like the good way, not like
he goes hard, bro.
That's freaking awesome.
He was a huge, like I said, a big inspiration for when I was started to make music too. For the first year, I was dropping a song a week, even though I was trash, and there were some songs that I made, like, they were not trash, actually, within that year, which helped me realize, like, bro, like, what is it, you have, like, $1 million idea every day or something, if you're constantly writing stuff, like, I put some bangers out, in the past that are, like, if I decided to remake them today, they'd be fire.
Yeah.
But Russ, he dropped a song a week. He also helped me find my confidence with music, too, just the way he talked in his music. I really like Russ, bro. And like he still, I feel like, stays genuine to himself even through all the money and the fame. I see what he posts up and everything, and I like him. He's cool.
Yeah, you've been kind of on that track too. You've been releasing a lot of music recently. Would you say it's one a week?
No, it's two. It's one every 2 weeks that I've been dropping a song, and also I've been putting out a lot of open verse challenges too.
Tons of those, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, I performed at my church a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
super
man.
fire!
I wish I was there, dude.
Bro, hey, they're doing another blast on October 7th. October 7th, we're doing blast at my church. Make sure to keep following me for some updates. It's gonna be fire. It was a fun time last time as well. Stay up on that.
Yep. How do they find you?
Instagram AXDroX. And then on my YouTube, it's just A Dro. That's A space Dro. But Instagram is what I use most. So Instagram for sure.
Beautiful. All right. What is your greatest fear, and how do you overcome it? What do you do to do that, or have you overcame it?
I think no, I haven't overcame it, but my greatest fear has recently become being going to hell, bro. I think that. Because like I've with my newfound faith, I'm struggling with some sinful things, and like like I said, I'm not afraid to shy away from that.
Right.
But I do understand that I'm early along my path. But going to hell is you think about it, it's like there's a lot of trash in this world. I can only imagine how hell would be. So I realize demons are real. I realize the devil is real, and I am very fearful of that, But I do believe that with God's grace, I will be able to, fight and battle through this life to be able to achieve my spot in heaven.
Mm-hmm. How did you anchor yourself in your faith? Like, what made you find it and like really like be like, this is for me?
I'll just start at the beginning with this one.
Yeah.
I passed by this church every day. I live right by it, as I walked past it, and I'd be drinking all the time, when I got off work. I remember I was really hammered one night, and I don't know why, but I went into the church. I think like God was just like, go in there. And it's like every day it was like that. It was like, I feel like when I passed by, kind of drunk, God would be like, go in there. And one day finally, he was like, you need to go in there. So I went in there, they were praying over me, all this other stuff, and they didn't judge me. And that's what really solidified me going back. And so as I was very timid and also very skeptical, because I've heard a lot of things about churches, in the Christian, faith and everything. But the more I went there, the more I realized, like, this stuff is real. Whenever the preacher was up there, shout out Valeri, by the way, much love, bro. Whenever he was up there preaching, and, the homie Ivan was, he was translating, I was like, he is speaking facts. And the more that I've been reading the Bible lately, I've been realizing this is all real.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it really solidified the fact, like, I can't deny the truth, like, lies can't, trump the truth. And that's what really solidified my faith. And that's what really was like, you need to get baptized. I remember for my baptism, I was just, on there on a Sunday service, and I was like, just thinking, I think I'm ready to give my life to Jesus. And bro, when I tell you, it's crazy how this happened. About 5-10 minutes later, the homie Serge was up there. He's like, okay, we got this coming up, we got that coming up, and he's like, and then we have baptism coming up, at this time. I was like what?
Boom.
Like what? Like, that's crazy. It's like, bro, I signed up for that right away, because
yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
And then after I got baptized, like, my life is completely changed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it, bro. Like 100%. Like literally, been way happier ever since it happened. Actually, like as soon as you found the church, I remember like I think we had a talk. We had a phone call or whatever. We were talking about it like right after that all happened, or like maybe a week or two. And your energy was way different, bro. Way, way different. It was like way more like, not just like high frequency, but you actually had like, sounded like you had more motivation, more hope for your actual future itself, and more depth of vision for like what you're actually trying to do.
Yeah.
So it made me happy to see you do that. What is something, and this you just kind of answered it, but is there something that's happened to you recently that made you change your mind about a certain belief or topic, and what was it?
So belief and topic, I would say for sure the drinking topic, for sure. Like, at first I didn't care too much. I was like, like partying stuff, but like, I feel like everything in my life has just been changing, since I've joined Global Information Network and started going to church. Both of these things are huge things that have happened to me in the last 6 months. It's just the baptism and the Global Information Network. And so I definitely think that my whole life, the way I viewed life in general, has completely changed. All of it. Because now I can catch myself when I'm thinking things that I shouldn't be thinking. So when I have negative thoughts, I catch myself before I allow myself to go down the spiral of depression, you know?
Consciously competent.
Yep. So I catch myself and I right away switch my thinking, and sometimes you have to read a book, sometimes you have to go for a walk, sometimes you got to listen to music. Whatever you got to do to switch your way of thinking, do it. So I've been able to catch that. And then, honestly, like, I feel like that's just the main thing that I've been focusing on.
Doesn't have to be all, I mean, that's, like, huge, bro. It's, like, freaking massive.
Dude,
like,
it's a big thing.
It is a really big thing. Being able to be conscious of that is everything, man.
I was talking to this girl at work, and she's like, she tells me all the time, she's like, man, I get depressed, all this other stuff, and I'm trying to give her the right information, It's like you need to catch those thoughts and do something that you enjoy doing before you just fall down that rabbit hole of depression, because it's not good for you. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and in these times you could be enjoying life. loving life. What it was, an unhappy an unhappy now is an unhappy was, which leads to an unhappy life.
100%.
It's like nobody wants to live an unhappy life, man.
No, man, no. And like that's what a lot of people are unfortunately experiencing, just because they don't realize how to even catch it, or that those thoughts aren't supposed to be normal.
Yeah.
Dude, one thing that killed me is that one of my like very good friends was talking to his brother, or actually it was maybe his friend and his brother, like his friend and his friend's brother, right? And they were saying that, you know, maybe we've kind of just come to the conclusion that life is just meant to suck, and like you're not supposed to be happy, like that's just all fake. And he was like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking? And he was like, no! I was like, stop. It made him like just so like shocked to hear that come from his friend's mouth. You know?
Yeah.
Like that, if that happened to my friend, I'd slapped him. I'd be like, bro, what are you talking? I made one and slapped him, okay? But be a love slap, like, stop that shit. I love you.
Yeah, for real, bro. No.
Yeah, no, that is crazy to hear it come from somebody's mouth, bro. Like, actually.
Yeah, well, it's like it goes into a lot of like, you know, things that they're doing in life. You know, they're just not doing the right things. And another thing I would say, if you are a consistent fast food eater, I've been learning this too a lot. Stop. That also can cause depression. It blocks so many things in your brain, and it's just not good for your body as well. Just like that's one thing I've been able to overcome easy. I wasn't addicted to it, but I just did it. And I feel like it should be the same way for everyone else. I think that it's not an addiction, but maybe it is. I guess I can't speak for everyone.
It can be. It releases a lot of dopamine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like for me, it was just easy. I like now, like when you realize the truth of these places, you feel disgusted, bro. So stop that. That's the first step.
Yeah, and one of the main goals of fast food, by the way, is because the goal of the elites is to keep everyone distracted, you know, docile, and you know, not trying to. It's distracted, like addicted, and docile. And docile means not aggressive towards anything. You know, like those little tiny snakes or whatever, they're docile. They're not gonna bite you or whatever. Like they're not gonna be aggressively attacking. And what it means for humans is like you're not gonna be aggressive towards like getting what you want. You know, you're not gonna really try that hard to get what you want. And one of the goals of fast food is to slow the speed of people's thinking, because that's what it does. Yeah. And you know, when that happens, you can't really think clearly. You can't really like think about what you want. You just think so like one-dimensionally. Yeah. And it's working. Yeah. It's working. Yeah. Like they're doing that.
You can see it, bro. You can see it happening, man. Yeah. Also, I think that people don't realize, and it's a very small detail, but what fast food also does is it gives you instant gratification. And there's so many things in this world that like it gives you instant gratification, and almost makes you believe that all your dreams and goals can be just done without working hard. You can just be instantly gratified just by doing this and doing that, you know, without having to actually put in the work. And it can happen overnight. These are overnight successes, and it's not real. It's all fake. And everything is like set up to a point. Even with social media, you think that it's instant gratification. It's not. A lot of people work hard, you know. You don't realize it, but you see these successful people, and they worked hard to get to where they need to be.
100%. Yeah, it's all meant, you know, TikTok, fast food, drugs, what else? There's so much porn, you know, all this stuff that's like cheap and free dopamine is just meant to keep people subdued, basically, in like a low vibrational state. Yep. They just don't want people to rise up, and there's more people in civilization than there is in the government. And if that starts to like, if people start to become empowered, bro, the government is gonna get overthrown.
Bro, facts, bro.
So it's like, okay, you know, there's really not much that they can do if we all do that, and that's why it's like their main prerogative to like silence everybody and like keep everyone down.
I imagine if like everyone that was around me was acting on a very high vibration, like we had a whole group of people that was acting on super high vibrations. Just like imagine 100 people we can just do, you know.
Wait till you go to gym, bro.
Oh man, I can't wait.
It's insane. It's crazy, dude. Everyone is just on it. If you had to sum up your entire journey up until this point in one sentence or phrase, what would it be? And I'll let you think about this for a minute, because
that's a hard one for sure.
It's a hard one. Like if it was gonna be the title to a YouTube video.
I got this one actually.
Yeah.
I heard it from a movie. It's called Van Wilder. I love it. You shouldn't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive.
Mm-hmm. I love that quote, dude. That's a great quote. Yeah, that's really, really good. What makes you want to say? What makes you say that?
So most of my life, like I said, I've been deep, and I still am, but like you said, I'm happier, high vibration, and I feel like you do. It's important to see things for what they are, instead of like sitting there dwelling on it constantly, like taking it serious. And that's like an issue I see with a lot of people. And it's just like, it's good. There's a lot of messed up things, but guess what? There's a lot of great things too. And you should just be happy, live life, and laugh, you know? And when you start taking life too seriously, you fall down a negative rabbit hole. And it's not good for you. It's not good for the people around you.
Yeah.
And so don't take life too seriously.
Hey, man, I mean, there's a lot of, one quote I heard recently is that there's a lot of wisdom in comedy, but there's not a lot of comedy in wisdom. So, like, even if you are being kind of a jokester, you can still make a ton of impact on people.
Yeah.
And if you're, like, always being super wise and, like, you're the sage and you're hella serious all the time, like, you're not gonna be that fun to be around.
Yeah.
You might be like, you might be a great person to get advice from, and when people need to be serious, but people aren't gonna hit you up to hang out all the time, if you're always super serious, know?
Yeah.
It's like, there's not that much fun in that,
Yeah.
It really isn't. And honestly, like, if you listen to people who channel and stuff, like, they're hella funny because pure divine source has a sense of humor. Like, I believe that God does have a sense of humor.
Yes.
Maybe it's not, like, so much in the Bible because it's translated by humans and it gets kind of filtered through humans. But, like, I believe that honestly, there's a lot of very, very interesting and funny ways that God does his work, you know?
Yes, yep.
And funny in a way that's, like, makes you laugh when it happens. Because it's like, holy shit. Like, that just happened,
Yeah, I've had those situations in my life before, too,
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has. It's like, you have to learn to laugh at it now, It's like, man, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I know God's got something planned for me,
Oh, yeah, man, 100%. Yeah. On this topic of, your life and everything, which is basically, like, the whole topic of this, but what about your life is different today than it was a year ago? And I know this is like, we kind of been talking about this, but like, what's the main thing? You can even, it doesn't have to be a super long answer.
Yeah. I'd say my mindset. A year ago I was very there'd be multiple times where I had a lot of disbelief and, like, I felt like I could not do it, and multiple times, and I would find myself in depressive states. I don't get depressed anymore. I know for a fact that God has his plan for me and that it's going to work out regardless. And a year ago I didn't have that. A year ago I had almost like nothing but I felt like myself, at the end of the day. Obviously, you have your friends, your friends will do everything they can to, like, help you out, but that's it. They're doing everything they can, and there are some things that your friends can't do for you. So there are specific moments in my life I felt like, I just can't do this, there's nothing I can do to make things happen. I'm trying, and nothing's happening. And now I can confidently say, like, when that God has your back, and that's the creator of all things, bro. So it makes me laugh now. It's like when I go through a situation in life and it's not a good situation, I smile, like, thanks, God, because I know that you are helping me out right now.
Yep.
And I didn't have that a year ago. And now I smile at endeavors in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the hardest lesson that you think you've learned this year?
Patience. Patience. That's easily, like,
yeah.
I think about it.
That was instant.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Patience.
Yeah, 100%. What makes you, what's like a story maybe that you have that, like, makes you really inclined to say that? You sounded very convicted when you said that.
Yeah. So, I've just been, I've just recently became a Christian. I just recently joined Gin. I will keep going back to those two things because they are life-saving things. And I understand that things aren't going to happen for you right away. Kevin said something where he said, oh, I've been a part of gin for 6 months and nothing has happened to my life physically at all, and I'm not rich or famous or nothing. And he's like, oh, really? You've been working at your job for 6 years, and you're not rich and working at that job. You haven't even changed in the last 6 years,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
it's like you're telling me that you wanted it all to happen in 6 months, but nothing's happened for you in 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like that helped me. I was listening to one of the it was a level 3 discussion that they came out with on a Sunday, and they were discussing patience as well. And how everything is instant gratification, which just really has been helping me solidify my life. They made an example on how people expect, like, you start working out, you stop eating garbage, you do all of these things at once, and 3 days from now you feel like garbage because your body isn't used to that. So you have to eat one bite of one bite of an elephant at a time,
Yeah.
And it's like you have to be patient to see results in life. And one big thing that I never was patient. I was always like, I want it now. Why is my music not taking off? And it's like, first off, I just became a gym member. I've already seen results, not physically, but mentally, spiritually. I just became a Christian, I can't expect God to give me everything I want as soon as I become a Christian. What have I done for God, So it's like, it's a work in progress.
Totally.
And I think people need to understand that you have to work hard. It's going to take more time than you realize, and you shouldn't worry about the time.
Yeah, that is a great answer, bro. Damn. I think that patience is not something that is just learned through having a conversation with someone like this, because really the only way is to learn it by having to exercise patience in the most difficult ways,
Yeah.
And I think that happens really, it gets ingrained really deeply into you when you are finally creating what you want to do in life. Finally pursuing what's going to give you that monetary success or whatever it is, or finally pursuing, your passion in life, and then it just like doesn't seem to be happening, And I was talking about this with one of my super wealthy mentors, multimillionaire, and I was telling him on the phone, like, I've been doing this entrepreneur thing and creator, whatever, for like 3+ years, and I have nothing material to show for it. Like, I don't have the money. Like, I've made $20,000 of trading before, boom, lost it all. And I was like broke again. And then I made a bunch of money and I was broke again. And like literally. And, and it's kind of like one of those things where I was kind of getting like down for a second, because I was like, dude, I have nothing to show for all this shit that I've done. Yeah. He's like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, shut up. Yeah. Because, all the stuff that you have been through, it's not monetary, but it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless, because you've gone through way harder stuff than a lot of people who are successful have, maybe. And also, when you do get to that point of actually having the monetary success that you seek, then it'll just mean so much more. It'll just be that much more meaningful to you because of all of the waiting that you had to do, and the patience and the fails and everything, the process,
Did you lose all that money, or did you spend it?
I lost it.
Man, that's that. I see why. That's
crypto, bro.
That's a hit. Yeah, that's a hit,
crypto.
Bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
Crypto. Yeah, and just like going through different partnerships with people and everything like that, and them not really having my best interest in mind, and that I don't really see that as like a bad thing or a sad thing at all, because when I think about it, it's like, dude, if I did get the monetary success that I seek super fast, I wouldn't be that great of a teacher. I wouldn't be that great of a mentor, because a lot of people don't have super fast success, and I wouldn't be able to speak from a place of experience when I am trying to help somebody get to where they're trying to be. Yeah. Similar to in your music, bro. The more crap that you have to go through, the deeper your music is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
it's facts, and I think that if a bad thing happens to you, what you perceive as bad, like, you really have to realize it's a good thing, because you learn from the situation and the experience that you have, and it's just like, and knowledge is honestly, that money you lost, like, it was worth it, bro. That's knowledge.
Totally.
Knowledge is power, and knowledge is priceless. You spend all that money for the knowledge, pretty much.
I did.
You didn't lose it.
I did.
You didn't lose it. You gained
I
something.
paid for knowledge.
Yeah,
Damn, that's a great way to think about it, dude. Bro, that's a really good way to think about it. Thank you for that perspective. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's and also with hindsight, everything makes sense. Like, I think about if I did have that money, what would I have spent it on or used it for? Like, if I did have it, damn. The thing I was gonna do it for ended up being crap anyways. You know, like I was gonna pull all my money into this passive income thing. I would have lost it anyways, or I would have been screwed because I would have taken out credit and put it into this, and you know, like I'm actually way better off without it.
Yeah.
Like the situation that I'm in now is way like more secure, even though it may not seem so secure, than the situation that I would have gotten myself in if I did have it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, like the wisdom, like seeing that, and it's like being able to take that in the future. It's like, okay, now when I do have the money, like we're gonna be real careful with that shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
100%.
Dude,
it's a
fire lesson. Because guess what? Now when you do get a lot of money, you're not gonna waste it. It's not gonna be just something that would go towards garbage.
Yeah.
You know. Now, like when you get the $1 million, guess what? That's gonna go towards something that you really want. You know, or you really just like
scaling the business, bro.
Yeah.
100%. That was incredible. So what aspects of your life feel in tune, or what aspects of your life feel in alignment, and which aspects feel out of tune?
I think the only well, no, actually, there's a lot now that I think about it. Oh wow, my job very much out of tune. My job, like I just like it's not feeling right. You know, like I work weekends now. It's cool because I get 3 12-hour shifts, but it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and now I don't make Sunday morning church, and obviously that's a big part of my life. That's easily out of tune. Some of my friends easily out of tune with me. And I think that my money is out of tune because I deserve more.
I think so too.
But in tune, I think that some of my friends in tune, some of them, it's very like I've been slowly kind of like diversing them a little bit, figuring who's who. So my friends in tune. My music obviously has been in tune. People have been hearing it. It's been going upwards for sure. And I think that just my current time schedule is in tune. The fact that I think me joining Gin was the perfect time for me to join, because now I'm going to that family reunion, and it worked out perfectly. It's forcing me to boss up. I got 2 suits on the way now, and I've never worn suits like that, so super fire. But yeah, I'm still out of tune. I feel like, well, I don't know. That's a hard one. I want to be in a relationship, honestly, like somebody that's trying to make moves like me, with a girl that's trying to like move as a power couple. But I think that'll happen when it's like fully into it.
Lindsay Sterling, where you at?
I am for real. She touring right now.
Yeah, for real.
No, but it'll happen, bro.
Definitely. So, like you said, you talked about your friends. Like, are you looking for friends? Like, where are you looking for your friends? Like,
Yeah.
Or is it just like the friends that you've had for a while that still hit you up and you go hang out with them and then you're like, this is not it?
Yeah. So obviously, like I said, it's not all of them, but like some of them, they're just like when I'm chilling with them, and they're just bullshit and they're just talking shit. Sorry, Christian friends, I slipped up there, but like they're not saying anything that really means anything. And to me, I feel I'm just wasting my time. I find it hard for me to like find the reason why I'm even there, but like I do have friends where if I do talk and like say something like on our level of vibration, they can kind of reciprocate that, and I appreciate that in friends. But I'm at a point in my life where I don't really want to waste my time like that. It's like I just stay quiet when I'm like hanging out with friends that are just talking crap that mean nothing, because I don't really I'm feeding into that, and I don't want to feed into crap. I want to feed into something that's going to help all of us elevate.
Totally, bro. That's probably the biggest thing, and I'm going to give you some game as well as anyone else listening on how to find good friends, because this changed my life, bro. This is how you find good friends. This is how you find people that you actually want to be around. You go on Eventbrite.com, Okay? And if you want to find good friends, you have to go where good people are hanging out at.
Yeah.
You have to, and like, it's great that you're going to gym. You're going to meet so many friends there, dude. Like, I've made tons of friends there. And like, now, like, I only have like 5, maybe 10 friends that I consider my actual friends that I hang out with in person. Okay. Everyone else, I have tons of friends online. Yeah. That's part of the reason why I'm moving to Florida. Actually, I don't know if I told you about that.
You're moving to Florida?
Yeah.
No!
I know, I'm moving to Florida.
What is going on?
I'm moving to Florida. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's why I'm going to Florida, because like, I just have like tons of friends out there. Like, there's a couple reasons, but I'll let you know about that after this.
Okay.
But yeah, so here's what you do. And this is what I plan on doing when I go to Florida, so I can meet more people. You go on eventbrite.com. You type in business, networking, personal development, spirituality, if that's what you're into. Type in, finances, all that. Type in those keywords, because you can type in keywords on there, and it'll bring up all the events that match those keywords.
Okay.
And there is hundreds of free events every month.
Oh, wow.
Pick the coolest ones that are free, or if you want to pay like $5 or $10 to get in, they always got food at those ones.
Okay.
They always got food. And like, even a lot of the free ones have food and drinks and everything.
Okay.
You just boom, 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 sign up, RSVP, boom, 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 boom. There's improv groups. There's so much stuff. And that's where tons of people are hanging out at. That's where entrepreneurs are hanging out at. That's where, like, people that are trying to get somewhere in life are hanging out at. That's where you find them.
All right.
Yep.
Good advice, man.
And they're trying to meet people. It's a networking event.
Yep.
So that's how you do it.
Good stuff.
Yep, that's what you do to meet new good people. You do not go to parties or bars. Trust me. Tried it. Been there, done that. Doesn't work. All right. And then, as we kind of close out here, what's something that is not normal for you right now that you hope is normal in 2024?
I want to be unconsciously competent with...
What does that mean? For people who don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So you don't have to think about it, and it just happens, is what it means. But I want that to be just thinking positive, because even now I still catch myself thinking negative thoughts. So I want that to change. I'm a genius at thinking negative,
Yeah.
I want to become a genius at thinking positive to the point where it just happens and I don't even have to think about it.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Totally, man. Yeah. And what are your plans for the future? Like, we know what you're doing now. We know where you came from, all that. Like, what's your next move?
So I'm going to keep dropping music up until the end of the year. Every 2 weeks I'm going to drop a song. Probably put out some more stuff on Instagram, but I think that starting 2024, I think I'm going to go on hiatus for 3 months. I think I've got a lot to think about. I really want to get closer to source, a lot closer than I am, and I'm going to just take hiatus off of social media, off of music, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend just time with myself, spend time with source. And just, I need a detox from everything to really, like I said, I'm in a transition in life right now, and I really want this transition to go as smooth as possible without any distraction. So, end of the year, social media, I'm just going to delete all the apps, and then I'm just going to kind of figure things out.
Mm-hmm. It's a good idea, man. And definitely upgrade to level 1 if you're trying to get closer to source.
Okay.
Game changer, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's really, really good. And this one's just off the top of my head that I just kind of thought about. But, like, what do you hope to have accomplished in your music career in the next 5 years?
I want to be making money from my music. I want to have steady shows in the next 5 years. Like, it's cool to, like, go and perform at some, like, when someone's putting a show on and stuff, but I want to just have consistent shows. At least once a month would be cool, but I want to be making money with my music, and I also want to be doing consistent shows, for sure. And I want to be able to just, like, be living, not having to work a regular job. If I could make enough money off of my music, even if it's what I'm making now, like, that's also a level of success that I feel like is that I want to reach, because then I'm doing what I love to do for a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I can make that happen for you now, bro, with doing shows consistently. My friend Nick, he, like, performs. He's like brand new in the music space, but he takes massive and immediate action, and he is booked like every weekend.
Oh wow!
Literally like almost like multiple days in the week, every week.
Okay.
He gets tons of bookings, yeah, and like his music is really intense and hardcore.
Okay.
Like a lot of people like rap, not a lot of people like what he likes, but he's getting booked everywhere because he takes massive and immediate action, and he puts on his own shows if he doesn't get booked. Like he organizes events. He brings the stuff that you need. So like you can have a call with him and just talk to him about how he does it and like really take notes and like just think about how he like observe how he thinks about all this, because like he's always getting booked. There's a lot of people that do noise music, and noise music is music that a lot of people would consider bad music, but it's really super expressive. Just noise, you know.
Yeah.
And they're getting booked every week. Okay. So if they can do it, so can you, bro.
Yeah, that's 100%. Facts. All right, 100%. Let me get his information after this, bro.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, man, that's pretty much it that I had for you here, and it was fantastic. I feel like we went super deep, and, you know, now the viewers can not just know about what you do, but who you are as a person. And that's super powerful. That's, like, way more impactful than you just talking about your rap career, I feel like.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's facts. One more thing I'd like to just touch base on. Listen to my most recent single, I Must Go. It's a very important song. It's very dear to my heart, very close. If you have not listened to it, please listen to it. If you have already listened to it, put it on your playlist so you can listen to it over and over again, run up my streams.
That's right. And like, you know, thinking about that, what made you actually want to do that?
What?
The song.
Oh, the song?
Yeah.
Honestly, so the song itself, I usually don't think about what I'm going to write when I write it, but I just do it. And the song pretty much is like me speaking to my older self and telling me, like, I'm telling myself, like, I'm sorry, but I got to separate from you because I'm going places.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what the song, it's like some people thought it was about a female, but it's really not. It really is just about like me talking to like who I used to be, because my who I used to be keeps coming back, you know, trying to like say, hey, come on, bro, like do this, do that. And it's like my higher self is like, no, bro, like we making moves, you're not.
Dang, dude. That's freaking sick. I want to make a song like that. That's cool, dude.
Yeah. It's fire, bro. It's fire. That's what I'm
like
saying,
that.
bro. People should listen to that, bro. It's a good song.
Yeah, go check it out. You know where to find him. You can go on Alex Dro on Instagram. That's what it is, right?
Alex Dro X on Instagram.
Yes, Alex Dro X on Instagram. And on Spotify, it's just A Dro, right?
Yeah.
Same with YouTube, everything like that. And with that, everybody, I really appreciate you being here today, because after all, this podcast is not free. It costs your most valuable resource, which is your time and attention. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.
Thanks, y'all.